Good morning. Day 144. Uh-oh, I've lost track. Well, it's day 140 something. So today it's raining again. If it's not snowing, it's raining. So I still can't plant my veggies outside. But anyway, everything's getting nice and green out there. So I may just have to plant my things in between the raindrops. When I was a kid, there was a teacher that used to tell us in the class to run in between the raindrops. I think that might have had a profound meaning. Anyway, you could look at it that way. So if it's raining in your life, just run in between the raindrops, I guess. Makes sense to me. Yes, I have a different cup. I have about a dozen of these because they came with the set of dishes I had when I first bought this house. And I used to have a theme of wine and roses in my kitchen. And I still sort of do. My kitchen hasn't changed too much. I used to put a tablecloth and things on my table, but that's just more to take care of. I used to decorate for the holidays, and everything was decked out, and I really enjoyed it. I really did. But I don't enjoy it as much anymore. I like to keep things a little bit more simple, even though my kitchen is anything but simple. It's pretty complex, but that's okay. I used to go to these little shops where they have all these knickknacks and doodads, and it was all very cozy, and I don't know, I've always felt very comfortable in places like that. I'm not talking about thrift stores. I'm talking about, the little novelty shops that you can find when you go to destination places and things like that. And I've always enjoyed going into those stores because I like looking at stuff, for lack of a better term. Now, that doesn't mean I like looking at clutter. I really hate that. But I like looking at interesting things. So, I don't know. It just makes me feel comfortable. So I'll never be a minimalist. I like looking at some of the Scandi kind of Norwegian decor and things like that. I think that's very nice. It's all very botanical, and that's nice too. But I don't decorate that way usually. It's just not how my life flows. That's why it's Ellen's Abundant Life on Less. So I could make do with a little less stuff. I'll be the first one to admit that. But as the years went by, especially before I retired, I had the vision to buy everything that I thought I might need once I retired, because I knew my income would be slashed exponentially when that time came. So I've been doing okay. I've been retired for about 10 years. I'm going to be 72 this year in September, and my birthday is 9/11. So, and I was married to a police officer, and my one son was a police officer. He got out of the field, thank God, because it's so dangerous for those people now that I really feel for them. So, I don't know. But anyway, so I tried to make sure I had everything that I needed that I wouldn't have to spend a lot of money on that kind of stuff, because I knew too my house was going to be getting older. I built this house, it was brand new, and it's almost 20 years old. So I knew at that point it was going to get to the point where I was going to have to do some major repairs on the house. So I'm looking at maybe next year. I have some bills I need to pay off, but maybe next year checking into a roof. And if I do that, then I'll find something where I can make payments same as cash, because that's how I buy major things. I always buy major things that way. And I always get them paid off. So that's the plan for that. And then I knew I was going to need windows at some point, because these were builder grade windows when they were installed. So a lot of them have, the seal has sprung. I mean, they're still airtight, but they just look terrible. So I know I could have just replaced the panes, the glass panes, but I figured when you have this many windows where the panes keep springing, it's almost better and cheaper just to get new windows. So that's going to be coming up, and I'll buy those the same way. And then my air conditioner and my furnace is also 20 years old. Now I knew I was going to have to get a hot water tank, and I just got that, and I did have the cash available for that. But that was under $1,000, so that worked out okay. But these big major things that are going to be coming up are going to require a little bit of strategic planning as far as paying for it. So anyway, wow, I've been talking for 7 minutes. So I'm going to quit chit-chatting now. I'm going to have my coffee, and I will be back with breakfast in a little bit. All right, someone was asking to see a tour of my updated freezer. So I'm going to try and link a before clip in the description box if I can figure out how to do that. If not, just go to day 1 of the no spend. All right, let's see how the freezer looks now. Oh, it looks much better. So I did buy some ice cream because I had a taste for ice cream. So it's not like I'm depriving myself of things. I'm just trying to use up what I have. So behind the ice cream, I still have a lot of prepared meats that I've been using up. I have grillers and chicken nuggets and different Morningstar Farm things up there, pork bites, beef bites. I have walnuts stored up there for cooking, some pepperoni, and I did buy a couple of adult beverages for the summer if the weather ever warms up. They're those little packets that you freeze, so I just stuck those up there. And then here, I'm trying not to put a lot of leftovers in the freezer, but I have a stuffed pepper, the frittata bites I made the other day. Back there I have some corned beef seitan that I made. I have a couple packs of that. So I have lots of things to still cook down, but it's so much better. Here I have a couple of slices of pizza. Back there I have some peppers that I froze. These are more meats. These are the chicken fries from Aldi's, and just various other things that I've had in there that I'm still cooking down. And this slides out to make it easy so I can see what's back there. Then in here I still have some of my homemade jam, freezer jam, and in here I keep my soup scraps. So I make soup out of those. I'm not going to throw that stuff away because I do use it. So that's what I have in here. I think there's still some lemons and limes in there that I froze, and they're just whole. So, oh, I need a polish change. So that slides out too. Down here I have more meats, more corned beef seitan. I did buy some hot dogs. I had a taste for those. So, and then I did try the Beyond Chicken and the Impossible Chicken. So these are really, the chickens are really the only things I bought. I did buy this incognito because I wanted to try it. But these are all still things that I need to cook down. Not new stuff, just a few things. And I have this puff pastry that's been in there a while. I don't know, maybe I'll try making a Wellington or something out of that. I don't know. When you're one person, it really, your food really lasts a long time. So down here I have a lot of frozen tofu yet. I have some leftover sauerkraut that I want to eat up. These are vegan cheeses that I froze. And I have been buying regular cheese, but that's not on the no-spend thing. So anyway, I haven't touched much of this. These are my fruits, but actually I have used these down too. I don't eat a ton of fruit, but I've been buying fresh fruit on markdown. So these I mainly use like for smoothies and things. Down here I still have lots of veggies that I haven't used yet because I've been buying the produce boxes, and I do like fresh produce too. So those will be staying there and use it up once I work through my produce boxes. And I will buy more of those because produce isn't included in the freezer cook down. And then this was the Impossible meat that I wanted to try that I bought, probably over a month ago. This is frozen shredded zucchini. This is just random little things. Down here I have more cheeses, some frozen homemade cheese that I made, some pesto. I have a little loaf of bread, some pretzels, and that's it. But compared to what it was, I have really cooked down a lot of food. So anyway, that is what I still have left in my freezer, and don't forget, I still have a whole freezer at my mom's house. So I think I could easily go a year just cooking down the freezer and the food that I have. But I don't want to totally deplete my frozen food. My goal is to just get to one freezer. So whether I'll achieve that, I don't know, but I'm going to keep going. But anyway, there is my updated freezer, all the things I've cooked down, most of which have come out of the freezer if you follow any of my recipes. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Actually, I'll give you a little tour of my refrigerator before breakfast while I'm looking, because I don't know what I want for breakfast. So, of course, my refrigerator comes and goes, and as far as food goes, because, like I said, I do buy fresh produce. But back here, I have my yeast. I do make bread every now and then. I keep my salad dressings here. Mayo I have, and I bought this extra one because this one is almost empty. So, and I do like to keep one in the stash and one in the refrigerator. These are the onions and egg I made the other day. These are different mayo, mayo must, ketchup must, whatever. And these are mustards over here. These are some raisins. They started off as grapes. This is an experiment. Want to see how long it takes to dehydrate them in the fridge. Now I did dehydrate them in the dehydrator for a little while, and then I just finished dehydrating them in there. So I put my bananas in one of these green bags and I stuck them in the fridge, and yes, I know they will turn black, but that's okay. I don't like real ripe bananas to eat. So I like them a little bit firmer. These are pancakes, which I will probably eat today for breakfast. Yes, I will eat that for breakfast, day 143. And I did break down and buy a new yogurt because my yogurt turned a little funky. So I'll eat most of this, and then I'll make some more oat milk yogurt because that turned out really well. But I need to eat this down first. Then here I have some more tofu that isn't frozen, my last tomato, some biscuits that aren't baked yet. I did buy dairy yogurt. I was going to make my oat milk yogurt with this, but I ended up buying the coconut milk yogurt because I saw regular yogurt. The Greek yogurt is just as much as the coconut milk yogurt, so, but I will eat that. I have a little pesto left. This is my deli meat that I made. I have fennel in here I use for tea, making sausages. Back there I have some chia seeds and random little packets of restaurant leftovers. I still have quite a bit of cheese. I'm not going to go through all the different cheeses, but so I do have cheese. I have to use up my frozen stuff. I have a lot of eggs. I bought eggs, probably 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. So I have at least 3 dozen eggs because eggs are going crazy with all the poor chickens and turkeys that they're killing. So I have a lot of eggs because I do eat eggs. Here I have some pepitas. I keep those for salads to keep fresh. And I have mushrooms back there, different kinds of dried mushrooms. These are my grapes, some leftover veggies, still a few. Back there I have condiments, a dozen eggs, my funky yogurt, leftover bread, some vegan chocolate chip cookie dough. I keep pickles and things like that back there. Produce. I still have a little bit of cabbage. I'm going to maybe make some cabbage and noodles, or I don't know yet. I have a little celery. These are peppers that I got in the veggie box. Little peppers from the veggie box. These are still 2 lettuces. These are pickles. I keep my empty jars in here, but these are dried mushrooms. These are like pickles, but I've had those a long time. Back there I have some Kirkland hummus that I've had for a long time. And I don't snack much, so it takes me a long time to eat that down, but it's still good. So that's in there. And down here, the infamous rutabaga. It's still good. I'm going to make a mash with that. I have some dehydrated apples that we picked from the marina last year. Some blood oranges, some apples, still a few carrots, and 2 avocados. So that is what I still have left in my fridge. And like I said, once a month I do go shopping for produce, and you know, cheeses and stuff like that. So that isn't included in the pantry and freezer cook down. But I do use up what I have, so still lots of food. Sometimes I'll go twice a month, but usually if I go a second time, it's just to pick up a couple things. So here in the door, I have still some cream cheese left. That's still from the holidays, but it's still not expired. I have olives and jellies here. This is soy milk that I had to put in here because the carton was damaged. My creamers, different, you know, things. Down here I have some cooking wine, some sauces, whipped cream, and down there I have soy sauce and ketchup and my garlic and maple syrup, Frank's, things like that. That's what I keep in the door. So I am definitely not starving, but I am spending very little money on food. The produce boxes, I've gotten 2 of those. Those were $5 each. I even shared them with my mom, and there's tons of produce left. So I will buy those again when they're available. All right, I will meet you at the stove and have some breakfast. My stove, and I made some iced tea this morning. Still hot. I have some regular tea going for later this afternoon. And this, took the label off. It's a jar of Jif peanut butter that, you know, you always have the peanut butter left in there. So I have some oat milk in here, and I'm dissolving the peanut butter because I want to make some quick oats for tomorrow. And I stockpile a lot of oatmeal. I don't eat a lot of oatmeal for breakfast, but I do use oatmeal to make my vegan meats. If I make a meatloaf with meat crumbles, I usually add some oatmeal to it. Or if I make sausages, vegan sausages, I make patties, I use it for that. So, and then this is soy milk, so, which is really great for frothing, but I get the shelf stable from, oh, what brand is it? Well, I'll figure it out. But anyway, but I keep the shelf stable soy milk stash in the refrigerator. So, but I just wanted to clean out this peanut butter jar, and I'm going to just make the oats in here too. So I'm not a big fan of cold oats, but I'll make this tomorrow and probably heat it up. So I'm going to add some oatmeal to this. And, you know, when I cook, a lot of times people say, well, do you have the recipe? Well, you almost have to watch the video because I don't really cook from a recipe too much. I kind of do a lot of off-the-cuff cooking. So if you follow along with how I cook, because I use a lot of random ingredients and combine them to make new things. So sometimes it's kind of hard to post a recipe because there isn't one. So anyway, I think I'll make a little more in here. It's hard to gauge for me how much to put in. But I'm going to guess a 1/4 cup maybe. And it does swell up, so of course everybody knows that. So I'm going to put in, well, I'll definitely need more soy milk, but I want to put in my sugar and things first. So I'll be right back. I need to get my sugar and my cinnamon. Okay, I have some of this organic erythritol here. I'm going to add a little bit of that. And this stuff is good for your teeth. I don't know if you know that. It coats your teeth. You can make a toothpaste out of this, or a mouthwash. And you can look that up online on how to make it. Make it with coconut oil and this, and I forget what else I put in it, but it coats your teeth so bacteria and plaque doesn't stick to your teeth. So I'm going to put, a teaspoon of that in. And I haven't cooked with this, but I wanted to try it. Of course, it's no calories. And this is by Whole Earth. So I'm also going to put in about, a teaspoon, a little less, of cinnamon. So we have cinnamon in there, we have leftover peanut butter, and I get this cinnamon, I got this at Aldi's a long time ago, and it lasts forever. And yeah, I know the spices lose some of their potency, but that's okay. I still use them. You just use more. French vanilla coffee creamer, I got that at the restaurant when we went for breakfast the other day. That's going in there because it's good flavor, and I'm going to put a little bit more of this Great Value creamer in there as well. Not too much, but it'll make it creamier than just the soy milk alone. Alright. And then, like I said, I'm not a fan of cold oatmeal. I'll just make this and heat it up in the morning. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit more of the soy milk. And that looks like it's about enough for a portion, because once you open this, I want to use that up too. Alright. So this will be for tomorrow. And today I'm going to have these cinnamon pancakes, and Bob Evans has those little cinnamon chips. I'm not a big pancake fan, but I do like them once in a while. So, alright, I'm going to put this back in the fridge, clean up a little bit, and that's what I'm having for breakfast. Alright, I just added some of these raisins in there, and they're kind of dry, so they'll rehydrate in there for overnight. So I added a small handful of raisins. That's to taste, whatever you like. And also, to bring out the sweetness, I'm just going to add the teensiest bit of salt. Just a touch. That's it. Alright. Oatmeal. Here's my breakfast for this morning. I have my cinnamon pancakes with syrup and banana. And then I made myself some yogurt with grapes and cinnamon sugar on top. Cinnamon is very healthy for you. So there we have it, breakfast, day 143. So I'll be back dinner later. Time, day 143. I feel like having a hot dog. So I'm going to take these out of my freezer. I have I packaged them 2 and 2, so I'm going to make both of those. And that's what I'm having for dinner. And I'm also going to top it with some of these onions that I made the other day. And I'm going to have some of these veggies that I have left. I'm going to have that. I know, it's a little unconventional. I finished all my potato chips, so... And I'm going to have some of this cheddar blend cheese. It's Mexican style. So I'm going to have that. And I think I'll have just some Dijon mustard. And some ketchup. All right. I will meet you at the stove. My 2 vegan hot dogs in water, just in the microwave. It's easier that way rather than dirtying your pan. I heated up my veggies. You could also eat them cold with some Italian dressing or some balsamic dressing, but I just put a little butter on it. I'm hungry and I'm just trying to keep things simple. So I'm going to put the cheese on first so it'll melt a little bit from the hot dog. These are vegan hot dogs. They're Light Life. And I think they're pretty good. I used to like to eat a hot dog every now and then when I ate meat. I don't know, I enjoyed them. I know they're not that good for you, but, you know, sometimes you just eat things anyway. Whoops. Well, we had a ketchup mishap here. All right. So, just simple ketchup and mustard, some cheese and onions, and that's what I'm having on my hot dog. And I don't like it swimming in ketchup and mustard. I don't know, do you guys like onions on your hot dogs? I do. And if I had sauerkraut, I would put some of that on, but I'm not opening a can of sauerkraut just for that. So I'm going to use some pickled onions, because I like pickled onions. So, okay. So I ate down all the cauliflower, all the Brussels sprouts, got rid of some of the celery, an onion that I put in here, and all those things came from my veggie box that I got for $5. But I'm not quite ready to buy another one, and I don't know if they're going to offer one. It's kind of hit or miss. But right now I don't want to stock up on more vegetables until I eat more down, because I always have freezer veggies if I have to. Alright, so here's my dinner. Day 143, just a simple hot dog and some veggies. If I had some chips, I'd put some chips on here, or you could make some French fries in the oven. But this is dinner. So anyway, and then I have an extra hot dog for either breakfast or lunch or whatever. So that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself, be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.